I am fuming. Over the winter break, I have done nothing but twiddle my thumbs waiting for the new season to start. So, I thought I'd kill some time watching the new season of Drive to Survive that just released. I would have been better off stapling my foreskin to the floor. Episode 1 starts off with an intro, longer than it took for them to hit the second tower, and I'm not even sure why Will Buxton's here. He pissed off to IndyCar and has spent the entirety of 2024 shitting on F1. We had Toto acting like a teenage girl that just found out her best friend is dating her crush. Fred is my friend, I wasn't expecting it. You are a 53-year-old billionaire. Oh no, a Frenchman's got my favourite BBC. He was only there because you paid him 50 mil a year to win easy races. He didn't love you. Not only that, but they spent 30 minutes talking about how Horner was supposedly getting sacked for being a controlling and coercive boss. Like, isn't that what a boss is supposed to be? Let me tell you, every boss I have ever had has controlled what I do at work and coerced me into working when I didn't want to. To be fair, I've never been sent a dick pic by one though. In the last 10 minutes, they somehow managed to squeeze in the season opener and Sainz's appendixless win at Australia. Is appendixless even a word? I don't know. No mention of the Saudi Grand Prix or Behrman making his debut either, so that's another missed storyline. I swear, the only positives from episode 1 was Claire Williams being an absolute MILF, Oscar rubbing salt in the wound at Ocon asking how crap Alpine is, and Albon being the realest guy on the grid talking about how the Ferrari move is only good for Lewis's bank account.
Good for his bank account.
Because he's a filthy mercenary. Episode 2 was all about Archangel Lando versus the Devil Incarnate. The bias is actually unfathomable. Anyone that gets their F1 opinions from Netflix needs to be guillotined. I'm so annoyed that I'm actually using French language. They showed a montage of Maxi Pad's worst moments in F1, every single crash he's ever fucking had.
Too comfortable for a while!
Corner.
Oh dear.
Corrects it. No, that's He's losing places. It's up ahead. He was forced out. What's what it looks like now?
Got damage. Oh.
And takes a bite on the way out. And
Verstappen on the inside with the barrier. Sainz came up on Verstappen.
Turn 2.
Ocon's on super soft top.
Abrupt end at turn 10, spinning and hitting the barrier.
Bottas has pulled off some great moves. Oh no! Raikkonen and Verstappen. That's where
Hill. Well, he nearly took somebody else with him.
I hit the wall.
And then showed Lando playing with puppies. It's so forced. It's even worse because they're definitely like best mates in real life as well. I mean, they share a private jet to almost every Grand Prix, for fuck's sake. They're not doing that because it's the cost of living crisis. On the topic of them being rich, though, I can't wait for new fans to watch the series and be absolutely furious that the 20 rich playboys that race in circles for a living wanted to meet Trump. What did you expect? Oh yeah, and it only took 30 minutes into this second episode for them to finally mention that he's Lando Bottle Race. It's a work in progress. We all know he's shit at race starts. That's all you need to know. You know what? Thank God they replaced Danica Patrick with Jensen Button, because I needed somebody sane to keep me watching. I was genuinely about to lose it when Lando said, "If I knew exactly what Maxi Pad was going to do, I never would have let him do it." That's how racing works, you moron. And I don't know who decided to keep it in, but thank you for the close-up on Zach Brown's gout-ridden feet. Went from a hard watch to hard while watching. Episode 3 was about the Mercedes family divorce. Toto violated their divorce settlement because he promised Lulu that he wouldn't talk to Max. And I'll be honest, I quite seriously lost respect for Hamilton when I found that out. It's a tad insecure, innit? When I was making notes, I was going to talk about how Toto doesn't give Woody the love he deserves. And then they went and showed him bottling at Silverstone and being disqualified at Spa. Screw it, Italian Buzz Lightyear's a better prospect anyway. On the topic of Kimi Antonelli, can somebody please check Toto's hard drive? The way he touches that kid makes me feel sexually harassed. Episode 4 was about Carlos signing for Williams, and to be fair to them, they called the actual episode Carlos Signs. I don't even care, that's just a fucking class joke. No wonder Logan's become a recluse, by the way. Probably saw the edit for this episode and how much James House was tearing him a new one. Almost as quick as he was tearing through the fucking Williams cars.
Just seeing the replay, Ted.
And it's happened again that day. Have one car out.
Went in there a bit too quick in the runoff area, clearly. You lose an awful lot of grip, and that's a hard hit into the Armco barrier there. Get out of the way.
So it wasn't alongside. Instantly locks them up. And
Well, as he tried to turn right. Up from Logan Sargent, and then he...
evening.
Carlos Sainz, the leader, just going through turn.
Because he was fucking shite. Doohan might actually be my new favourite driver if he lasts more than 2 races. Probably won't. He called Sainz the paddock slut because he's driven for them all. I mean, that's just it's an easy joke, but it's a good one. Flavio Briatore's villain entrance was actually just brilliant. Like, you can tell that guy has no time for bullshit. They asked him how Alpine were performing, and the only answer he gave a one-word answer. Shit. I'm actually so thankful that F1's getting some ruthless figures back in. Grid's been way too flaccid for too long. Episode 5 was just about Charles winning Monaco. It was pretty funny though, because Charles was just basically making subtle digs on Max because he had a loving father growing up. And Lewis and Bottas asked Charles to inevitably crash at a time convenient for them. I might actually have to apologise for the Will Buxton slander, by the way. I forgot that he can have his actual moments. He was asked about McLaren's royal fuck-ups during the season, and he asked how long the episode was. If that doesn't sum up McLaren's season, I don't know what will. They won the Constructors' Championship, and yet it was still deemed a shit season. I was hoping that somebody would have mentioned to Lando that if he had given back the position when he was asked to, he would have had half the fucking race to go and get the win on merit. Instead, he decided to be a little fucking crybaby and wait until the last few laps. Genuinely needed somebody to grab him by his big fuck off elf ears. Weirdly, I actually forgot about that whole Hungary fiasco until this episode, so I mean, fair enough DTS, you did something good. If you aren't aware, I'm a Daniel Ricciardo fan. I know, I might as well say I like to be pegged and degraded. It's a tough life, and it was even tougher after episode 7. So they pretended that Silverstone was his final chance at the Red Bull drive when he had power unit issues an hour before the race. So they put in an old worn power unit gearbox and turbo, which made it 8/10 slower than Yuki on the straight. It was a fundamental car problem. The fact that he finished in 13th was a fucking miracle. Never mind the fact that Perez was 17th in the fucking Red Bull. There was also no mention of his cracked chassis that he had to put up within the first 5 races of the season, an issue that once resolved allowed him to go P4 in the Miami Sprint, P5 in quali at Canada, and get P8 even with a bullshit penalty, and go fastest in Q1 at Hungary. Not a day goes by where I don't think about how Ricciardo was screwed by Red Bull. I genuinely hope Marco gets his second eye penetrated, Horner gets sacked for a sorry excuse for a dick. I'll be honest, I didn't watch the rest of the episodes, that last one pissed me off too much. And you know what? I'm sorry, Lawson. If you weren't the reason Danny got sacked, then I'd probably like you a lot. I mean, you have a strange obsession with Lightning McQueen, one that I also have.